Hi guys, first easy meal is Trader Joe's potato tacos. So we're going to start by making a homemade tomatillo salsa. You just boil a couple tomatillos and a jalapeno. Once they're soft, take them out and let them cool off. You're going to toast your tacos for about 15 minutes at 450 in the oven and then flip them halfway through. And then once your tomatillos and jalapenos have cooled off, you add them to a food processor or a blender. Squeeze in some lime juice and a handful of cilantro. Then I added some salt to taste and blended that up. I added about a quarter of an onion and some garlic cloves and blended that up again. And then just taste as you go. If you need more salt or garlic, add as you need. And then to your tacos, you're going to add some sour cream. I made them fancy. I put the sour cream in a bag, cut the corner, and then squeezed it on. But feel free to just throw that sour cream on there. And then on top of that, I added handfuls of shredded lettuce. We like to put a lot, so it's like a taco salad, but you don't have to put this much. Then add your homemade salsa, some cotija cheese, and if you want some spice, you can use some tapatio hot sauce on top of that. And this was very filling and very good. Second easy meal, we used some leftover chili. I just cooked some baked potatoes in an air fryer, add some butter and sea salt, and then cook them in there at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. You could do this in the oven as well, but this was really quick and really easy. It came out with the skin nice and crispy and the inside was soft. Add some more butter to the inside. I like to mash the potato a little bit so that it's nice and creamy and mixed in well. I did forget salt and pepper, but feel free to add that. Then top that with some cheddar cheese and some chili, whether it's canned or homemade, it doesn't matter. Just some warm chili. And then on top of your chili, you're going to add some more cheese. I used shredded Colby Jack cheese. And then I melted that again and topped that with some sour cream and some green onions. This is a filling meal and it's delicious. You could serve it with a vegetable on the side if you wish, but for us, we just had it like this and it was perfect. Next up is just a quick snack idea. We had some Ritz crackers with some Gouda cheese from Trader Joe's. This cheese is so good and only about $3.99. And then with that, I served some fruit, some strawberries and grapes, and a side of bread with peanut butter and cheddar puffs from Trader Joe's. For our next meal is sub pizza style sandwiches from the pizza shop. Not like a pizza, but I bought some French bread from Stater Brothers. I spread on some ranch dressing and then I add some jalapenos, some red onion, and some cheese and some garlic from a jar. Then you toast that until the cheese is melted. On the side, you're going to warm up some veggie chicken patties in the microwave for about a minute to 2 minutes and just cut them into pieces like this. So when your bread comes out, you top it with the chicken and then some tomatoes, some cleaned lettuce, and then you're going to put on some pepperoncinis chopped up and definitely squeeze some juice on there from those pepperoncinis. It makes all the difference. And then squeeze on a little bit more ranch, and these are so good. I didn't even have time to take a picture before I ate it because I was starving, but these are delicious. Our next quick meal are pita pizzas. I use these pitas from Trader Joe's. I just set them on a baking sheet, add some pizza sauce, also from Trader Joe's, only about $1.99. I top that with some garlic from a jar. Then I add some cheese. I would do mozzarella shredded, but I only had Colby. And then on top of that, I got some mozzarella cheese, a ball from Trader Joe's, and just cut it up into little pieces. Topped that on top of the shredded cheese and then some diced tomatoes, then baked that in the oven at 450 until it came out looking like this. And we just ate this with some applesauce. You can have this with a side salad or some fruit, but this came out perfect and it was super quick and easy. For the next meal, we love having breakfast for all meals of the day. So I made a breakfast bagel. I just toasted some bagels. I added some mayonnaise and mustard. And then on the side, I fried a couple eggs over medium. My husband doesn't like them runny, so I like them nice and soft, but without the yolk running. So I just cook them until done, but not overdone. Then you're going to add that to your bagel and top that with some pepper jack cheese or your cheese of choice. And then you're going to add some sliced red onion and some tomatoes, some avocado. And if you have these chili crisps are so good. They remind me of bacon bits, but they're meatless. And we get ours from the farmer's market. I forgot to add that we like to add fresh jalapenos for some spice. You can leave those out if you don't like spice, but that is very delicious on this sandwich. And like I said, here are the chili crisps. I served this with some hash browns I made quickly in an air fryer. And then with that, I made a yummy mango smoothie. I just used some frozen mangoes. I used an orange juice cube that I froze previously, some coconut water, and some honey. Then you just blend that up until it's like a nice perfect smoothie. I serve it like this for my kids, but for me, I love adding boba. I buy these little boba packets at Trader Joe's as well. You just microwave the bag for 40 seconds and then add it to your bowl, and then top it with your smoothie and your boba straw, and then have that with your egg sandwich, and it's a perfect meal. For our last easy meal, I made some egg and potato breakfast burritos. You start by washing your potatoes, dice them up into small pieces like this, and then add them on a baking sheet, pour some olive oil over them, then sprinkle on some Creole seasoning. I usually use onion powder and garlic powder, but I only had onion powder, so I tried this Goya adobo seasoning, and it was delicious. And then you just bake those at 450 in the oven until they're nice and crispy, and then I add a little butter when they're finished, and then just scramble some eggs with salt and pepper, and then when they're cooked, then you top it with some Colby shredded cheese. I let that melt together while I toasted some flour tortillas, and I mixed in my potatoes with my eggs just to make it a little easier to assemble the burritos. And then once the tortillas were nice and soft, I added some Monterey Jack cheese and topped it with the potato egg mixture. Then roll them up into little burritos, and I like to grill ours. So I just add them back to the saucepan and then toast them on each side. And we served this with my leftover tomatillo salsa and some sour cream. These were super good, and I love dinners like this that are just easy. You can fix them up real quick, and everybody loves them. So I hope you guys enjoy these easy meals, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you guys for watching.